This is ABC 7 News at 11.
Food has taken over the multiplex this month. Two new films exploring everything from industrial farming to the life of Julia Child.
And that latter is the subject of a new movie that does come out this Friday. Steve Dolinsky joins us now with more details about that. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Linda and Sylvia. Now, for the past couple of weeks, Food Inc. has been showing moviegoers a sobering look at the world of industrial farming. It's a must for anyone who's ever eaten a chicken or a steak. Now, this Friday, a more uplifting story hits the screen. This one, a tale of two women, both of whom try to rediscover themselves through food and cooking. And one dish in particular changed Julia Child's trajectory, and it just so happens to be on the menu at one Chicago restaurant.
If I really wanted to learn to cook, I could just cook my way through Julia Child's cookbook. I could blog about that.
And so begins the two-sided story of Julie and Julia, about a young girl living in New York, Julie Powell, who, in a bid to do something meaningful by her 30th birthday, attempts to make all 500-plus recipes from Julia Child's Mastering the Art of French Cooking in 1 year, blogging along the way. Her struggles are paralleled by the memoirs of Julia Child, played with scary accuracy by Meryl Streep, who we see enjoying the food and wine of post-war Paris with her husband shortly before she began taking cooking classes and writing. One of Child's favorite dishes that's featured in the film was sole meuniere. Powell remembers tackling it for her blog project.
I was terrified because I'm reading this thing about lifting the skeleton out from the fillets. There is no way I'm going to be able to do this. No way. And it worked perfectly. And I was so, Eric's watching me, my husband's watching me, and I pulled that thing out and it came off in one piece, and it was one of the most triumphant moments of my life to date.
The classic dish is still prepared with precision at the legendary Cape Cod Room inside the Drake Hotel.
The fish itself is from a specific region in the world, in the Dover coast of England. So it's, and it's available year-round. We get it fresh, directly flown in. But to get that fish specifically is, we're one of the only few places in Chicago that serve it all the time.
After pan-searing and roasting, Young simply adds butter, parsley, and lemons.
Pan roast it, lightly flour it, a little bit of butter and oil, then meuniere sauce, which is just butter, lemon juice, and parsley. You brown the butter, get a little nutty flavor. It's very simple. It's 3 ingredients, but it works perfectly.
Just as Child instructs, the sole is deboned tableside, plated with the brown butter sauce.
She changed everything. Before her, it was frozen food and can openers and marshmallows.
Don't knock marshmallows.
Try. When you flip anything, you've just got to have the courage of your convictions, especially if it's a loose sort of mass, like, oh, that didn't go very well.
Streep is simply amazing. I know this because I met Julia several times in her 80s. Her humor and her zest for life were legendary, as was that voice. Powell says her project, which became a book and now a movie, brought her closer to Child, but alas, they never met.
I go back and forth. I think I'm sort of fine with it because Julia is one of those people that gets into your head, and I have my Julia Child who's mine, and she's the one who thinks that what I did was, who understands, and it was great.
You have no real talent for cooking.
I haven't aged a bit. Julie and Julia opens this Friday. More information about the Dover Sole, the Cape Cod Room on our website, which is, of course, abc7chicago.com. Look on the lower left side. There's the Hungry Hound tab. That links you to all of my stories and videos, or call the info line 312-750-7096. And I wanted to show you another one of Julia's favorite drinks. This was something she had in France. It is an upside-down martini. It is 5 parts Nuit Prat vermouth, which is very French, and 1 part gin, with a little bit of ice in the glass and a little lemon twist as well. Her quote was, "It's a nice, refreshing drink. I usually have 2." So Julia said. So she was just amazing. I mean, I met her when she was in her mid-80s, and Meryl Streep just captures her to a T in this movie. It's incredible.
Right.
So
I like those pictures of you getting those awards, too.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
How long ago was that?
That was about 10 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's won more awards since then.
Yeah, I've had a few since then, but thanks.
We'll be right back.
Okay.